Okay, welcome to a rainy Saturday. I'm out with the old Toro ground mower. As you can see, the battery is on the jumper pack. I have a clickety-clack fuel pump sitting on top of the radiator, obviously temporarily. The goal is to install that fuel pump, hook it up, and see if this will start. At least it should start. But the more important goal is to see if the hydraulics come up and will it move. That is the primary goal here. I've already installed the new oil filter on the pump. I have put some oil in the reservoir. So the goal is just try and get it running. And it won't start at the moment since it does not have a fuel pump, and it ran for a little bit without a fuel pump. So it might take a bit of work, unfortunately, having to bleed the injectors, or at least bleeding the air out of the pump or at the pump for this to start. Because if you know diesels don't like air in the system. So the original fuel pump, low pressure fuel pump, is located on this side right here, just down in this area right here. And yeah, with it being wet and rainy and nasty out here, it's not going to be the nicest job to do, but I will get it done. So like I said, the goal is to just temporarily get that installed, hook the fuel line back up to the filter and water separator, and hopefully this will crank up and run without too much work. And like I said, the goal is to test the hydraulics. So if the hydraulics don't work, this is a parts machine. If the hydraulics do work, this machine will go to the next step, and we'll get the pins for the deck to get the deck installed, and we'll go from there. This machine does not have brakes. The last guy completely removed the brakes, so I might look into trying to hook the brakes back up. I'll have to remove the front tires and see what's going on there. But when it's underneath the machine last time, there is hardware hanging. I'm not sure if they got stuck or if he just didn't like brakes. Really, being a hydro, it doesn't necessarily matter, but having them wouldn't be a bad idea. So anyways, I'm going to get the fuel pump swapped out, and we'll go from there. It did try and start for me not too long ago, but there's no fuel pressure, so she won't do much of anything. I should actually shut this key off. I did disconnect the hour meter, so I was trying to recondition that old battery by having power drawing through the system, and the charger was on it. It kind of did something, but that battery most likely will need to be replaced. I also did fill the radiator up a bit. It does need a little bit more, but I don't really want to buy a whole jug of coolant, especially since I don't know if this machine will be viable as of yet. And before putting it all back together, I do want to pressure wash this. This thing is nasty. I don't think it's probably ever been washed in its entire life. So yeah, I do definitely want to wash it and clean it up a bit. But we are showing oil on the dipstick, which is a good thing. So I'm going to get to work, and we'll come back when we go and try and start it. And hopefully, primarily, if these hydraulics come up and the front tires move, because this machine's technically front wheel drive. It's rear steer, front wheel drive. So it's a different setup. It's a grounds mower, primarily made for golf courses. I have a 10-acre field I would like to cut with this machine. So that's the goal of this machine, is to use it at my super secret storage location to maintain the field, at least the areas we can get to in the field, and basically so the houses behind the field don't complain. It's actually technically not those houses, the houses on the other side of those houses back onto the field, and we've never really had many complaints, but we do try our best to keep it clean and the equipment he has is at another property, and he doesn't really want to bring it back. So, long story on that. So, I'll talk to him later. Please keep it redneck like always, and please subscribe and comment.